Nvidia fixes their driver issues, the 5060 Ti prices aren't real, and the 9060 XT pricing looks to be just as bad as Nvidia. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Thursday, April 17th, 2025. I'm going to start off reminding you of the giveaways that we have going on, celebrating all of the different launches of live streams that we have. Our UFD Music YouTube live stream, we're handling a 9070 XT Sapphire Nitro Plus giveaway over there. You can go check out that, or you can go to twitch.tv/UFD Music for a full PC giveaway, or twitch.tv/UFD Tech for a 5090 PC giveaway, which, in case you've been wondering, when are the drivers going to work on these computers? Well, Nvidia, with the launch of the 5060 series yesterday, also dropped a big driver update, allegedly fixing a lot of the issues that people were having, whether that's for black screens or instability issues that they were having with the RTX 40 series or in a bunch of different games. The GeForce 576.02 driver appears to have a ton of bug fixes in it, just according to reports, fixing a lot of the problems that various different people were having all across the internet, making it so that your gaming experience should be a little bit more stable, even if you haven't upgraded to the brand new RTX 50 series. But in case you are thinking of upgrading your PC, you should check out today's video sponsor, Falcon Northwest.
Oh man, my stinky old PC ain't working again. This SSD is older than Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. What am I gonna do?
You could get a new PC.
A whole new PC? But where?
Well, would you look see here?
How did it knock?
A brand new PC from Falcon Northwest. Crazy how small this case is. And it still has room for a 5080 Founders Edition.
Falcon Northwest. I think I've heard of them, right? They're the first company that specifically designed PCs for gaming back in 1992.
Yeah. I think they're also the ones that are still independently owned and operated by their original founder.
Yeah, I think that they're the ones that, in addition to making this Tiki here, they also have a mid-tower called the Talon and a small form factor called the Frag Box. The Tiki takes up less space on my desk and can still handle up to a 5090.
I think they're also the ones that they don't just build for gamers, but they build for like serious business applications and content creators and game devs too.
Oh, like the same people that had their Threadripper workstation named one of the best products of 2024 by PC Mag?
Yeah, I think they're also the ones that include a 3-year warranty and 1 year of overnight service.
Aren't they also the ones that really like Reece and—
Guys, all of these things are true. You're thinking about the same people. They're the ones that give you Falcon Fuel coffee with your order. Let me explain. We've had plenty of Falcon Northwest PCs come through this office, from the Talon to the Fragbox to the Tiki. We've seen their custom prints in action, and we've got to experience their delicious Falcon Fuel coffee. All those things that Michael and Kyler were saying are true. They've been around for decades because they prioritize the community and their customers by giving you great warranties as well as exceptional customer service and just little extra goodies like the coffee mug and the coffee that comes with your PC. They can make a PC that's designed to your specifications on the inside and then also on the outside, and then they'll make you feel good about it. And if you want to get a print of your long lost coworker who happens to live on the other side of the world, they might be able to do that. Just get consent first. So now that you've heard everything about Falcon Northwest, check them out for yourself and upgrade to the most solid PC you'll ever own via the link in the description below. Well, maybe Kyler's not itching to upgrade to a 5060 Ti PC. Those reviews did drop yesterday, and allegedly they went for sale, although according to reports that I'm seeing across the internet, very limited stock of either the 16 or the 8GB variant of that. But as always with the launch of brand new GPUs, I want you to check out Video Card's review roundup. They just compile all of the various different outlets out there who make it so that you can see how these cards perform. And as was expected, the 16GB versions are basically the only ones that I was able to see being reviewed yesterday. No RTX 5060s, only the 5060 Ti 16GB. And we also finally got pricing with them being shown up at the retailers, at least on online listings. And it turns out that the pricing of the 5060 Ti was straight up just not happening, because the 5060 Ti, if you at least go to Newegg here in the United States, this is before any sort of tariff implementation has happened, at least according to Nvidia, the 5060 Ti 8GB is nowhere near the MSRP that it was supposed to be at of $379. Not a single card hits that $379 price point. Instead, they start at $420 and go up from there. Now, that isn't the same story for the 16GB model. I was able to find exactly one model that comes in at MSRP, and that is the PNY Dual Fin, which is out of stock, but it comes in at that $430 price point that Nvidia said it would come in at. But you can just look at various retailers, and mostly 8GB models are going for significantly higher than what Nvidia said the 16GB model should go for, but they're not in stock. You can even see companies like Asus charging $540 for their TUF model, $470 for their Prime gaming model. It's just a lawless wasteland out there when it comes to abiding by MSRPs at this point. It almost feels like it's irrelevant to include them in the first place, because the prices are just going to end up being whatever the street prices are. We're not in a situation like we were with previous launches where you would at least be able to find a few cards additionally. No Founders Edition for this 5060 Ti that I could see, making it slightly different from the 4060 Ti, making it difficult to hit those MSRP targets. It's just it's a rough situation out there overall. And as we're going to talk about with AMD, I don't know if it's necessarily going to get better, but Reece could potentially help save you some money to make your wallet feel a little bit better.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals on the internet. It's a rainy Thursday here, and I have some deals for you today, starting off with the SteelSeries Status Duo wireless controller, which you can pick up for only $19.99, making it $30 off. But then next up, we have this K75 Lite wireless gasket mount 75% mechanical keyboard, which you can grab for only $39.99, making it $40 off. And then lastly, today we have a refurbished MSI 27-inch 1440p 170Hz IPS gaming monitor, which you can grab for only $118.99 with included promo code, making it $101 off. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, man, you're off back to bread for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Well, Reece, we didn't just get a bad deal from Nvidia when it comes to the 5060 Ti's pricing. They're also getting a bad deal from the US government, because reports are coming out that they are now restricting Nvidia's ability to ship H20 GPUs over to China. And this is coming after Jensen had a $1 million dinner with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago, where allegedly there were some tariff and trade export things that were worked out. This is getting slapped onto Nvidia after the fact, where they now have a license that has to be acquired in order to sell these GPUs to various different countries like China and Hong Kong. So Nvidia has to acquire permission and acquire licenses in order to sell these GPUs, which Nvidia had to say in an SEC filing will cost them about $5.5 billion in charges related to the inventory purchase commitments and related reserves with the H20 GPUs. So this is not necessarily a good situation for Nvidia. The AI bubble hurting them a little bit right now, and their stock dropping a little bit after the fact, but they're likely still earning way more from their AI stuff than they are from gamers, making it very difficult for the launch of the 5060 Ti not being good to be their priority at the current moment. But a lot of people are prioritizing AMD with the difficult value that Nvidia has been providing, and unfortunately, I'm not sure how the 9060 XT is going to stack up, because we talked about in yesterday's episode of Hot News, the core performance of it looks to be about half of a 9070 XT in terms of core count, in terms of memory bandwidth, and even goes down to the 8GB VRAM amount to be half the total memory. So the 9060 XT looking to be half of a 9070 XT, which it's hard to get a relative performance metric. The 9060 XT would have to probably come in at 5070 level performance in order for people to consider buying it over a 5060 Ti, at least in the general sphere. I know that people who watch Hot News are going to disagree with me that they're just going to get the AMD because it's the better value no matter what. That's just not how people operate in the real world. So the 9060 XT has to provide a lot more value to overcome certain brand alignments that people have to Nvidia, certain acceleration aspects that CUDA has for the Nvidia GPUs. But the 9060 XT is looking to be announced at Computex and launch roughly 2 weeks later at the beginning part of June. And the latest indication on pricing is that it's going to be basically $450, where the 5060 Ti is. The 8GB model is $422 over in China, which includes VAT, which puts it roughly around that $380, $390 that we're getting charged for the 5060 Ti 8GB, and then the 16GB variant is also roughly in that same price region, actually a little bit more expensive, coming in closer to that $450 price point. So it looks like Nvidia went a little bit more aggressive with their MSRPs, even if their street pricing isn't actually real. It looks like AMD's MSRPs are gonna be a little higher, but does that mean that their street prices are gonna end up being a little bit higher as well, or are those gonna be more in stock, just like the 9070 series was? And are we going to be able to get them closer to the MSRPs like we can for the 9070 and 9070 XT? But those are still really difficult. Getting a 9070 XT right now is still close to like $900 to $1,000 if you try to buy one that's currently in stock when they're supposed to be $600. This Sapphire Nitro Plus that we're giving away for UFD Music, just as a reminder, I had to buy that with a gaming monitor in order to get that one. That was like a combo deal that Newegg had for it to make it so that I still paid way too much money for it, but I'm giving it to one of you guys so that you get to enjoy the beauty of a 9070 XT for yourself. And you guys did not enjoy my comment response yesterday. Let's see if we could make today enjoyable. We got Soiltech saying 15 watts. That's a distinct possibility to have great battery life, missing the high end of the Steam Deck's range of 4 to 15 watts. Very nice. Not gonna lie, this next generation console handhelds, if allowed to keep our libraries, might be very exciting. Well, you're not gonna be able to keep your library on a PlayStation portable console, so I don't know that's a thing, but the Steam Deck 2 absolutely should be able to keep your library, no problem. We have the review of the iNeo 3 going live this weekend. We finished that up, and the battery life on that is not good. You can get up to a 35 watt TDP. We tested it at 15. It's just not a great battery life handheld. There's a lot that hopefully is good about this next generation. I'm excited to see what a PlayStation Portable can do in 2026, 7, 28, whenever it happens to drop. I'm at least interested. And then we got Kevin Durant, fitness official, big celebrity here at UFD Tech. I didn't wear the shirt today, but normally this guy comments all over our shorts, but to have him here in hot news right now saying the RTX 5060 Ti seeming like somewhat of a good deal, keeping you big as hell. Shout out Kevin Durant, fitness official. Really appreciate you. Kevin Durant, fitness official, keeping you big as hell. And then Seb saying, well, then if it's half of the 9070 XT, then will it fit into PCIe by 8? Probably. The 5060 Ti is an 8-lane card, so the 9060 also could be an 8-lane card. That wouldn't be unprecedented. It looks like the 9060 XT might be actually identically half in every way besides price. And then we got Guardian saying, I'm on a Varmillo Manillo 75 with the silent switches and Japanese keycaps. 'Tis beautiful. Nobody asked, but hey, I'm happy with it. Well, you didn't have to ask, man. I wanted you to tell me about that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know about your keyboard. Guys, if you have a keyboard that you want to tell me about, do that down below in the comments. I want to discuss those in tomorrow's episode of comment response. That'd be great. Guardian, we didn't have to ask. I appreciate you offering up your keyboard situation. I'm gonna have to go home and look at what I have, but I got the drop Mordor set up and I forget what switches I have. Oh man, I'm just gonna have to come back to you tomorrow about all this because I don't remember. All right, see you tomorrow for hot news. Bye.